Now in our 6th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hello, everybody. This is the Ramble, and I'm Alex. And we'll go until midnight tonight from the East Coast of the United States. Out to California we go, and out to the. I guess, are you in bed right now, Will Durst?
Yes, I'm in my hospital bed.
You're in your hospital bed, where he has been for quite a long time. Although you do leave it. You go to physical therapy, and you go to, I guess, just to sit up a little bit for a while every day. Yeah, and you must be getting very tired though of being in that bed. I'm sure that when you're cured, when everything's fine, you're never going to get in a bed again.
Oh, I don't know if that's true, but
really,
yeah.
So how you feeling? What's happening? How's the?
Spending a year in bed sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, well, I love being in bed. I love lying in bed and having the covers over me. It makes me comfy.
And watching TV.
And watching TV. What do you watch during the day? What is you've got a TV set there because Debbie, your wonderful and adorable wife, bought you a TV set, nice TV set. So what do you watch? What do you watch?
News.
That's it?
Yeah, they got CBSN, which is CBS News.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of stuck with streaming.
Yeah.
And NBC News, watching NBC News.
Yeah.
And I can get MSNBC on that one.
Yeah. What are you using to get all these things? Maybe like a Roku or something like that?
A Roku.
Yeah. You do know this interview, not today, but next week, will wind up on Roku. We have a Roku channel.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, GabNet, Gabnet. It's GabNet. And GabNet Live, I think, is maybe what it's called. And then there's GabNet TV.
GabNet TV.
Yeah, where I actually have a couple of old interviews that we did a while back when you were erect. But how's the therapy coming along?
Pretty good, except the left leg refuses to rejoin the band.
Really? What is the prognosis on that? Do they say that, okay, maybe nothing now, but one day it'll suddenly start kicking?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as I can bear a little weight on it.
Well, my question is,
I hobble to the bathroom and things like that.
Oh, you do hobble? You're very good at hobbling, huh?
I'm a good hobbler, yeah.
That sounds okay. You couldn't hobble a year ago, right?
No.
You were lucky if you could even be unplugged. It's been, how long's it been now? It's been a year and about 4 months, maybe 5 months?
Yeah.
Wow.
October of 2019.
Yeah. Do you have a stroke versary at all? Like you have a party or something in your hospital room?
Yeah, October 6th.
October 6th. Okay, well, we'll have to mark that down as your second stroke versary.
Yeah.
I have a friend who is paraplegic, and he every year goes out and takes himself out to dinner and celebrates his anniversary of becoming a paraplegic.
How did it happen?
It happened. He had an operation on his back, something for his back, and I guess they screwed up or something, and he lost all feeling to the bottom half of his body.
And who wouldn't want to celebrate that?
Well, of course you celebrate it. But I had a very interesting experience when I went in for my cancer operation for the prostate, and they were going to do this thing where they put in these seeds, okay, in the prostate. they had to. They didn't put me out because they said I was too old to be put out. That they were worried that, you know, at my age they would rather not take the chance of putting me out. Instead, they gave me a spinal, which I thought would hurt, and it didn't hurt at all. And then all of a sudden, I lost every feeling in the lower half of my body. All right.
Oh, wow.
And then he went and did whatever he was going to do, and they juiced me up with like, Valium or something like that. And I was in la la land, but I could still hear them all talking to each other. And what was interesting about that is when they were talking to each other, I finally got to hear what they talk about when they're doing some procedure, and somebody is ostensibly under. And they were saying, like, so what are you going to do this weekend? Oh, I don't know. Hey, hand me the sutures. And I heard all the discussions going on in the room, but I felt nothing below my waist. And now they wheel me out, and I'm not juiced up anymore, and my mind is lucid, and I'm in the recovery room, and they won't let me go until I can until I can urinate, okay, and until I can walk. And I'm feeling my legs. There's nothing there. I mean, I knew what it was like. My friend was who's a paraplegic. I knew what it was like to be a paraplegic. You know, and that was no fun. Yeah, that was no fun at all. So you're only like half a paraplegic. You got the one side is working fine, right?
Yeah, right side is okay.
Now it was in your hand and in your leg. Was it on both of them on the same side?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where the stroke happened. Something in that area that, you know, impeded on that. How's your hand doing?
It's better. I can raise it.
Yeah.
Move the fingers and.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to type with it soon.
I hope so. I'm gonna write my little stroke story.
The stroke story. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Because I was on a ventilator for a couple days.
Yeah. Do you remember? Do you remember any of that, or does it kind of get blocked out?
Yes. I mean, I remember when they were drilling holes in my skull because they had to put a carpet sweeper in my brain, inside my skull.
Yeah.
To move all the liquids out.
Yeah. Was it a Hoover or a Kenmore?
Oh yeah, it was Sears.
It was Sears. Okay. Yeah. Good.
So
yeah.
They had to drill holes in my skull. And the doctor kept going, "Oh shit!"
But you don't want. Wait a minute. You don't want to hear a doctor saying that.
No, you don't want to hear that. And Debbie says there was blood everywhere when she came to see me after that.
Oh, jeez. But you don't remember most of that, though. You don't remember.
No, she has pictures.
But you do remember him saying, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's what a patient wants to hear during an operation. Oh shit.
When he's drilling holes in your skull.
Well, you know something? I thought about this last night when I was thinking I was going to be talking to you today. And I was thinking about the fact that you picked a really good time to get a stroke.
Man, did I pick a good year to go down?
Yes. Yes. You know, if you said, well, you know, what I missed most about having a stroke, I missed this, I missed that. You didn't miss anything because you wouldn't have been able to go out anyway.
No, I had to cancel about $50,000 worth of gigs.
Yeah. But that wasn't because of COVID. That was because of the stroke, because your stroke happened before COVID. But as I say, look, you would have had to cancel those gigs even if you didn't have a stroke because of COVID.
Right.
So you didn't miss anything. So if you get better by the end of this year, okay, then you missed nothing.
No, I just had a lost year.
You had a lost year. Exactly.
And everybody else did too.
Any indication when they're going to get you home?
I'm hoping by Easter.
By Easter? Okay, that would be nice. That would be really nice. You know.
They want to move me to a more intensive therapy place.
Yeah.
where I would get 3 hours of therapy a day.
Yeah. And they're beginning to believe the therapy is working, because you were saying that at a certain point, insurance or Medicare or whatever won't pay for it if you aren't getting a certain amount of advantage out of the therapy, right?
Yeah, if there's no benefit.
Yeah.
Or
so do they feel there is benefit there?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
There's
Good.
room for advancement.
Yeah. Let's talk to you about stuff that's going on. Have you been watching? Since you watch MSNBC, which is the news service you like the best? In other words,
I like CBSN.
Yeah.
Because they got the local news. They got 10 different local news.
Right. You can watch the news in Seattle if you want to with it. But also, what I like about CBSN, do you find that they're more even-handed in the stories? In other words, they're less judgmental about things? Because I'm sick of MSNBC. Because they feel, oh, we're going to be the liberals. Well, here's what a liberal is, okay? And then they go with it. And I'm not happy with MSNBC, but CBSN I always find is terrific.
You watch NBC News Now?
Do I watch who?
NBC News Now?
No. Is it better?
It's their half-hour, kind of encapsulation of the news.
Okay, so here's half hour of the news, and now here's another half hour of the news with updates, and here's another half hour of the news with updates, right?
In half hour, if you watch it.
But each half hour is different, right? They don't keep running the same thing over and over again.
No, they keep running the same thing over.
Oh, okay. All right. But if you want to go get all your news in one bite, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Have you been following the Andrew Cuomo thing?
I always have problems with that. One woman complained because he made her feel uncomfortable because he kissed her hand.
Yeah, yeah.
To some gentlemen, that's just a polite way of saying I want your body.
Yeah, well, we've had to pursue. Is there a TV set on there?
Yeah, I'll turn it off.
Turn it off. Oh, there we go. We now have his ceiling, ladies and gentlemen. We have the remote control. Hey, that hand's working okay. Yeah. Good. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so as I was saying, the thing that I felt was that your finger's in the way, by the way. Yeah. Get it out of the way, and let's see your full face. There we go. There he goes. Okay. Wait a minute. There. Okay.
This is Will Durst's nostrils.
Yeah. Anyway, the thing I felt about it is he's a single guy. And I know how we pursued women, right? When we were pursuing them. And there was a certain amount of question asking and touching to
feeling
say,
out.
Yeah, move your finger again.
Not feeling up, feeling out.
Feeling out. Well, yeah, not feeling up, feeling out. Now your phone is. We lost your picture there, Will. I think you may have hit on your. Are you there, Will? Will, are you there? Well, let me pause this interview till we can get him back. Okay, pause it.
Yeah, okay. I'm in the safe driving mode.
You're in the what? You see, we're back. We put it on pause because we had he had some kind of problem. You put it on a driving mode?
No, I moved the iPhone and thought I was driving, so it stopped.
Anyway, where were we? Okay, we were with Andrew Cuomo. The thing I thought about with Andrew Cuomo is the guy is single, okay? And I remember my single years, which were a lot of years. And you would go out on a date and you didn't know whether you were attracted to the woman. You didn't know if she wanted to you do something. So you felt them out verbally in many cases, which is what Andrew Cuomo was doing there. Let's see more of your face and get your finger out of the way again. Your finger is in the way of the camera. Wait a minute.
I get fat fingers.
You got fat fingers, yeah. You know, and so I mean, these were the things we did. If it happened today, if we did this today, we'd be in trouble, Will.
Oh, I'd be in trouble.
Yeah, well, I'd be in trouble. You know, I went back and I tried to think, was there any time where I was improper to a woman? And I mean, I came on to them, but if I was rejected, I immediately backed off, right? You know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure it sounds to me like when he was rebuffed, he backed off. So, I mean
one woman claimed that she told him she was a sexual assault survivor.
yeah.
And he came, who hits on a woman after hearing that story?
Well, you don't hear about him pursuing after a certain point. You know, it wasn't like he forced a woman into something. The worst claim is that this one woman was asked to come to his room in the mansion, governor's mansion, because he was having trouble with his iPhone. And he put his hand up her blouse. Okay. And that's,
Well, that might have been a problem with his perspective, you know.
well, no, it could be that he find my phone, and the phone was listing itself as being under her bra. You know, so I mean that could be, but you know, I mean, and all of these. But the thing is, all of these are accusations. Nobody has been put under a lie detector. Nobody has been put under oath, more importantly, so that they tell the truth. These are all accusations made in a vacuum, a legal vacuum. And so we now have Chuck Schumer, Kirsten Gillibrand, what's his name? Ocasio-Cortez, all coming out asking for him to resign without having any legal information on the thing. I mean,
but Kristen Gillibrand was the one who
Al Franken.
She forced Al Franken out.
Yeah, and that was a pleasant little foray. I mean, I last time it was time to vote for her, I didn't vote for her. I voted for, I think, the Independent or something, because I just couldn't bring myself to vote for her. I thought she was just, the whole Franken thing just pissed me off entirely, you know?
He's a comedian.
Absolutely. And you know something, I saw him, you would like this. Go, if you get YouTube, just type in Al Franken, and there are a couple of recent interviews with Al Franken, and he's back to being funny again. You know, and I think maybe he's more valuable as a political commentator than he was as a senator. You know, but I mean, he did a good job as a senator. He was more of a lefty than even I ever was, you know, and I appreciated that about him. I always hated him because he beat me at pinball all the time. But that's another story altogether. But you know, it's just these witch hunts that are going on remind me very much of the McCarthy era, in which all you had to do was be accused to lose your livelihood, and that was it. I mean, look at Louis C.K. You're familiar with the Louis C.K. case, aren't you?
Yeah, that's kind of creepy, though.
Well, it is creepy, but it isn't creepy. And it's all accusation again, but he admitted to it. He supposedly pulled his penis out, and before he did, he asked the three women in the room, "You don't mind if I pull my penis out, do you?" And nobody said no, so he pulled it out. Now, first of all, I think he's a real gentleman for asking, all right?
Rather than just pulling his penis out.
You know, he first wanted, and none of them said no. And they all sat there while he did it. So, and all of a sudden it's, we've been marked for life by him pulling out his penis. You know, usually guys who pull out their penis don't have much to show anyway. You know. The guys who do don't have to pull out their penis to show it. The women can just see the bulge in their pants. But I'm tired of all this stuff. I'm tired of people I like and people who are good getting this heat pushed on them. In the case of Andrew Cuomo, I keep saying it, but I think the guy kind of saved my life here in New York. You know, by getting people in line and lowering that curve that we had that was just...
All right, flat curve, yeah.
Yeah. But... You know, so I mean, it bothers me a great deal. By the way, have you had your second shot already?
I have. My arm fell off.
Did it really? How did you feel the second? Well, the feeling came back in my leg temporarily, right?
My arm fell off. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I mean, how did you?
But then it grew back.
Yeah, you didn't have any side effects much, did you?
It was weird.
Yeah.
Like my arm hurt where the shot went in.
Yeah, that's true.
And then every other day it hurt.
Really?
Not 2 days in a row, not consecutively.
Right.
But every other day it hurt, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah. Well, you know what's great about it? I could come see you. You know, you could come see me. We're protected now. And we're protected from giving it to other people, too.
Do you have your card?
I have my card. You know, I carry it around just in case I need it. Although I'm going to put it away and then use it when I need it. But supposedly they're going to start having passports that allow you to travel to Europe and stuff like that. And you have to have the card to prove that you are.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what the hell? You know, I mean, I know other people have had 2 shots. All those people could come over and see me. Where they say you can congregate if you've all had shots, you know. So I'm thinking of holding a have you had a shot party, and if everybody's had 2 shots gets invited, right? And we'll serve a nice meal and stuff like that. So anyway.
And double shots.
Huh?
And double shots of liquor.
Double shots of liquor, exactly. It's very good. I'll add that to my party. By the way, you're invited, but I don't know if you can come. So
I don't know if I want to fly.
Yeah. But you know, the best thing is that in your situation, if you had to wait, if there was a big long line for the shots, you know, if you went somewhere. If you just had a wheelchair, they'd put you right to the front. Marjorie showed up with me with a cane, and there was this long line, and I said, "Where's the line start back there?" And she said, "Oh, forget it. You're old people. Come with us."
Ah.
And they put us, we went to the front of the line, and they said, "Table 5, table 6. Boom, boom, boom. We're out. I come home. I'm here, home, before I was supposed to get my shot. Before I was scheduled for my shot. We just we did because they threw us right in the front of the line. And I think it was either the fact that we look amazingly old, or and this is the cane did it. And I kind of suggested the cane before she left because she had a bad knee that day, and I said, "Bring the cane. Just bring the cane." Okay.
Props always help.
Yeah, props always help. And, you know, and she skipped and jumped and ran into the front of the line, you know, but they were very nice. They were very nice. I mean, very, very terrific people to deal with. They were just...
Where'd you get your shot?
Well, I got it at the school near us, but then the school was going to go back into session, okay? So they moved it to another school uptown. So we had to go up to like 135th Street. And... we went there, and that's where we got our second shot. And then they're all really nice. Once you get the second shot, I mean, you probably were lying in bed when they did it. But the guy went, "Congratulations," you know. And then I go to the waiting room where you're supposed to wait for 15 minutes, and they say, "Congratulations." You know, it's like a Happy Fizzies party because you got your second shot.
Happy Fizzies.
Fizzies party. Don't you remember Fizzies, those things you used to throw in water?
Yeah.
And they used to talk about, well, let's have a Happy Fizzies party. You don't remember that? See, that's too.
I do.
That's too. You do. It's too old for a lot of my listeners, you know, to remember Fizzies and a Happy Fizzy party.
Do you remember the polio shot?
Oh
They
yeah.
gave a sugar cube.
Yep. Well, it became a sugar cube. It became a sugar cube.
Oh,
It
really?
was a shot initially. It was a Salk vaccine. What the sugar cube was the Sabin vaccine, and
Ah,
I remember that implicitly as a kid. It was here
it's a
put
sugar cube
cube
with a
look,
purple.
like a purple or blue dot on top of it, and that was
It's
the
black. Yeah.
yeah, and then and that is what really saved kids from polio because it was a way in which they could get it without getting a needle. You know.
Right.
Hey, listen, we've run out of time. And as always, it's always great talking to you. It's always great seeing that you're okay and that you're coming along and that, you're there, But stay around. I'm going to end this here, but I want to talk to you for a couple of minutes. Anyway, everybody, that's Will Durst. He'll be playing at a hospital near you.
Yes.
Now in our 6th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
I didn't press the right thing, and then I didn't get enough sound, and now we're okay. All right, Anyway, there's Will, and we'll be talking to Will again. I was talking to Debbie today, his lovely and attractive wife, and she said they just got him a new iPad. His old iPad had problems. Okay, his old iPad was not working well. So they took it they got a hold of Apple, and Apple said, "Well, we can't fix this, so we'll give you a new one." So he's getting a new one, and how that's going to help us is that the reason why he was kind of looking like he was looking there was because he had to hold an iPhone, and it's very difficult. So we should be able to do that with him a little easier the next time. But I like having him on because I think it's therapeutic for him, and I don't care if only one person listened to it. I would still do it because I like giving him the therapy, okay? I do have an interview that I did with Debbie, who's his wife, today, that I did basically as a fundraiser. If you want to help them out, because it's very expensive, what you can do is you can go to GoFundMe and then just type in search Will Durst, and Will Durst will come up, D-U-R-S-T, first name Will, W-I-L-L, and his name will come up, and there will be all the information on how you can send the money and so on. If you listen, if you go to YouTube, it's up on YouTube, the interview I did with her today. And I may do some improvements on it by adding some photographs and things like that. But right now I just wanted to get it on. And it's meant kind of as a fundraising video. And if you just go to it, you'll see some really great stuff. Of her talking about the whole process about the stroke, and then, but more than anything, the cost involved. So far they have spent, or the government has spent, is the insurance has spent $2 million. Okay? That's how expensive hospitals are these days. And so that is that's what's going to happen. I'm red again today. I find if I turn my lights to a different temperature, if I do this, you see how the redness goes away? See? But I don't want to do that. I like it orange. Okay, I don't care. Doesn't matter. I'm getting old. My face is getting red. Anyway, go to YouTube, and the very top one right now is, I didn't know what to title it, so I called it Will Durst's Stroke Story. It's the only way I could describe it, because I wanted to describe it in a way that people would notice it, and if they knew who Will Durst was, they said, he had a stroke, and then they will watch the thing, and all the information there is on how to send them money and so on. Well, it's time to go to our panel here. Let me Let me just let's see here. They're all coming up. See them popping up there. Let me see. We still have two more to join. Yeah, and Charlie Wallace is yet to join us here. Here comes. Come on, Charlie. Come on, Charlie. Just click, click. Well, maybe he hasn't checked back yet to see that I had asked him to join. Hello, everybody. How are you this evening?
Good.
Yeah. Okay. So, what? What'd you say, Trucker Steve?
Didn't say anything. He burped.
Oh, did he burp?
I said good.
Oh, good, good. You see?
I said good.
Yeah, they thought you burped. You see, he didn't burp. Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sounded like a burp. As quick
Jeez,
as
you're
it
nothing
was.
but trouble, Alan. Nothing
I know.
but trouble. I mean, God. Anyway, good evening to all of you. Jeff is here so far, and Robert Natali is here, and Alan is here, and Brian is here, and Trucker Steve, and his dog Rocky. Point to Rocky so they can see Rocky. There, his dog is right in back of him there, and travels with him on the road. He's in his truck right now. Kind of looks like he's maybe in a motel somewhere, but that's really the back of his truck. You're still using someone else's truck, right? Am I correct about that?
Oh, this one's mine.
Oh, this one's yours now. Okay.
Oh, you're back in your. Oh, okay.
Okay. So, and where are you in this fine country of ours right now?
Barstow.
Barstow.
Barstow, California.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God.
It's there are three towns that are named in a song called Route 66, and it was what is it? Kingman, Barstow, San Bernardino.
Bernardino.
Yeah. Yep. Remember, there isn't still a Route 66, is there? Or do they have one highway they still call Route 66?
They do.
It's marked as historical.
Historic.
So
Okay.
it's not listed on the maps anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go drive through the old parts,
Yeah.
like parts of Interstate 40,
Yeah.
you'll see signs for it.
Oh, okay. Because I when I was a kid, my parents and I drove across country, and I remember taking Route 66. I also remember that in those days, cars didn't have air conditioning, and it was a hot drive. And the best kind of air you got was open up the windows, and then remember the wings on the windows? Those were used to kind of get air to come falling through.
They were called the wing. Those were called the wing windows.
The wing windows. Yeah, the window wings. The window
So
wings.
I thought Route 66 was for a bunch of old timers that drive old cars.
What do you mean old timers? Old? Are you making old jokes now?
No, I'm making a joke about Brian and his old cars. He's got some really nice pictures.
Oh,
of
okay.
Old cars.
All right. You
I never
collect,
knew that I could get into old cars that much. but
Brian.
those pictures-
Brian, you collect old cars, right?
Yeah, I tried to, but it's hard keeping up multiple cars. So I had my gold 57 Cadillac for a while, and then I had a 1940 LaSalle that I had done and was really big, and it was hard keeping both. So I sold the LaSalle, and now I'm building a 1934 Cadillac.
I mean, I don't know how a guy like Jay Leno, for instance, maintains that many cars, and he maintains them by hand himself. He likes
With
repairing
millions
them.
of
He has a staff that does that.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because some of those cars, some of the Packards and some of the Duesenbergs and stuff like that, he has a couple specialists, and I've met them in Monterey before.
I had a girlfriend.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I just thought I'd pass that along.
Only one?
I'm not trying to brag here, but I had a girlfriend. No, I had a girlfriend whose father bought I don't think it was a Duesenberg. There was another car they made at that time. I think it was something else. It was like a Duesenberg.
Should have stayed with her. Should have stayed with her. Parents they had a Duesenberg.
The
Wow.
car was, what was it called? It was
a Rambler?
No, it was of that same era, and they were making those cars with the big, just giant, what do you call it? Where the fenders, giant fenders.
Big fenders, yeah.
Big fenders,
Fins?
Huh?
big fins on the back?
No, no. That's more into the 50s, the fins.
Yeah.
No, this was a 30s car or something, and he had restored it. And it was gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. So some of those old cars are very special. There was a period of time where they were really trying to outdo each other in making cars. Like a Duesenberg had how many cylinders?
Well, they had 8, 12, and 16.
16. Do they make 16 cylinder cars anymore?
The Cadillacs were doing the same thing. All the Cadillacs and Lincolns were doing the same things back then. Yeah, either V8 or then the 12s or the 16s.
Yeah. I mean, but they don't make cars with 16 anymore, do they?
No, but you can still get them. $20,000 for one of them. I was gonna get for my car I'm building, but I said no thanks. I'll get a newer Cadillac motor. So
Phil, who doesn't call this program anymore, and by the way, Phil, you're invited to if you want to, but he just sent me a note saying, and he was right. It was an Auburn.
That's the one I was
Are any of you aware of Auburns at all?
Sure.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a nice start behind you, Brian.
Yeah. Oh man,
yeah.
I can't. Yeah, I'm terrible in this thing, right?
Well, no, get into it.
Yeah.
Just get up and move your hands
There
around
you go.
a little
We
bit.
can see the car
You'll
behind you.
find that it'll work if you move your hands around.
Oh really?
Yeah, if you move, you see, I told you.
That's my 1940 I sold, and then go on my Facebook.
And what is that car?
That's a 1940 LaSalle, Cadillac LaSalle.
Wow.
Remember the whatchamacallits, All in the Family?
All in the Family.
They used to
Our
sing.
LaSalle
Yeah.
ran great.
Yeah.
Oh, LaSalle ran great. Yeah.
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 And then the gold one's next to it.
The gold
If you could
one?
see it.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Yeah, the gold one's the 57 Cadillac. That's chopped and
okay.
airbagged. And
Oh, okay.
this car was really big. It was on the cover of a bunch of magazines, and they get a personality of themselves. They start popping up on ads. And
Now,
stuff
did
like
you
that.
pay to have that thing restored, or did it come that way?
No, it was stock, 100% stock. And then I tore everything apart, and then friends helped me put it back together and did all the. I know a lot of Hall of Fame famous people, so they helped me with all of the metal shaping, all the metal fabs, and I'll do the design work, and then they'll help me execute everything. I do as much as I can. When I was younger, I used to do everything, not now.
Keep that picture up there for a minute, Brian.
Yeah.
Everybody look at Brian's two eyes. One of them is glowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the devil himself.
Little
that's
details. Very good. Very
Yeah,
good.
but that is that's a beautiful car. What year is that?
Yeah.
There's Obama with my picture. Can you see that one?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we saw a part of them.
Yeah, I know it's.
Anyway, it's very hard for you to show that.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get off this.
Yeah.
The LaSalle is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, LaSalle was a very nice car.
What year was that?
1940.
Really, 1940.
So after the 57, I wanted to get into the 40s, like a tail dragger, they say. Thanks, Charlie. So when the car's really low in the back and they put the skirts on and you can't see the back tire, they call it tail dragger.
Yeah.
So I wanted to build a tail dragger. Nobody's done like a LaSalle before. So I found that one and did that one up. And then the 34 Cadillac is pretty special right now. They're only made 1,500. And this was the Depression time. So the person who owned this car originally was very, very wealthy because the 34 Cadillacs have the door on the side for the golf clubs. So if you can imagine in the 30s, this is owned by a rich guy who had another car that they probably drove with the family. And then this car was his, I'll go hang out with the boys and go play golf.
Well, then you probably know the first car I ever owned, which was a 1941 Pontiac Torpedo.
Ah,
Do you know the car?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it had a look to it, man. It was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But I mean, I bought it in 1958.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, it came out before after I was born, but I got around to buying it about how many years later? 18 years later, something like that.
Here's the car I might be getting.
Oh,
The car,
is that
car
the
you,
one you stole?
No.
That's a car you might be getting.
Yes.
What is that?
It's a Saab Sonnet,
How old is it?
which nobody knows. It's from the late 50s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, almost 65 or
No,
something like that.
now that picture, did you draw that?
Yeah,
Oh, you're a good little artist.
yeah, sometimes.
I can't even draw a straight line. I mean, so anybody who even does a semblance of something that I can recognize, you know.
So one of the kids, that's Pam's sister's son,
Yeah,
fixes up cars,
yeah.
and he's got this car, and I'm thinking about looking at it. But the problem is, he's down in South Carolina, and I can't get there. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, but that car is still in running order.
Yeah, I completely restored it.
Phil Myers says it's a 1970.
Yeah, he's probably right.
Yeah, subs on it.
That's a
How
sob
do you know
story.
that, Phil? Well, I can't ask him. Shout
He
back,
watches
Phil.
the show all the time.
He listens to the show all the time, but he doesn't call it anymore.
We met up in a mutual friends car show in last summer.
Really?
Oh,
So, yeah.
oh, Phil and you. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Last summer, you had the COVID thing going on. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you were tempting fate.
Yeah. Risk.
Risk. Yeah.
It was when everything was starting to come down, and there was only that. We've done some cruises. A lot of people will cruise somewhere, go to the Monterey coast or something, and come back. We've been doing that a little bit, so get the cars.
I got to tell you my latest problem. You ready for my latest technical problem? See this?
Somebody got a sign?
This is Phil writes, I know stuff. Anyway, see this? I've been drinking that a lot. This is Kirkland sparkling carbonated flavored water. Okay?
What's it flavored
Excuse
with?
me, my nose is itching like crazy tonight. Now, isn't that nice? But
You're
it
supposed to
comes in
drink it, not
various
put it in your
flavors.
nose.
It comes in various flavors. And one of the flavors it comes in is kiwi, which is very tasty. And I would love to drink it for you here and show it to you, except it's green.
So, yeah.
And if I hold it up, it disappears. Yeah. If I put it in front of my face disappears. Yeah. So I can't drink anything except this and the orange, but the green I have to save for when I'm not on the air. So because in case people
Hardly
are
a
watching,
technical
that's
problem.
I know.
that's not really New York in back of me. Well, it is New York in back of me, but it's, you know,
Oh,
it's a
man, I froze.
what? It's a green screen. So, something which if Brian had a green screen, we could have seen his cars better.
Yeah.
Are you there, Brian? Oh, he was frozen there for a second.
Yeah, I froze up.
Yeah, excuse me, folks. I'm not picking my nose. I got either a hair or something.
Yes, you are.
You know what they say?
Oh, really?
They say you can pick your nose and you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your friend's nose.
Why
You never-
would you want to?
Wait a minute.
I wouldn't.
Wait a minute.
I don't know.
Wait
I
a
just
minute.
heard that
Wait a
a
minute.
long
Hold on a
time ago.
second. Charlie, you've never heard that one?
Yeah, that's old.
That's really old. We did that in high school.
Picked each other's nose?
No,
Oh, say it.
we did that little joke in high school.
Right.
You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose, and then everybody would laugh. You should be a comedian, Alex. Yeah. So. Anyway, how you doing tonight, Robert? Oh, Dr. Doom.
I believe it's time for Dr. Doom.
By the way, you know you do know I was Dr. Doom.
Oh.
No, what happened was I've told this story before. I was at a part of a show at Carnegie Hall put on by Marvel Comics in those days and Stan Lee. And Stan invited me to come on, and they were all reading comic books, having famous people read comic books to the audience. And I was asked by him to come in, and I read the part of Dr. Doom, who I didn't even know who Dr. Doom was, but apparently everybody else did. But I played Dr. Doom, so
And that's when they gave you the sports Emmy, right? Do I have the
No,
story
that was
straight?
years later. I got the sports Emmy. boy. Anyway.
I got mixed up. I lost my head.
Well, here.
I thought about this time Robert asked questions.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Dr. Doom.
Hold on a second. Here's
Go to
something.
the right guy first.
Listen to this. Just a little bit of this, okay? This is something I did back in the 70s. And this was long before we had the movies, and there were only the comic books. And this was a radio show that was done. And this was the pilot for the radio show, which I was the announcer on.
From the pages of Marvel Comics, 7-Up, the Uncola, brings you another episode in the continuing adventures of the Amazing Spider-Man. Crawl like a spider, love like a man. Everybody's talking about that Marvel Spider-Man.
I like the way
Spider-Man stands surrounded by the Vulture, the Lizard, and the Green Goblin. The police are firing from below. The mysterious sound of a desperate voice calls to our hero through the night. Spider-Man! Spider-Man! Is Spider-Man insane? What is going on? Now let us journey together through another thrilling adventure, side by side with the Amazing Spider-Man!
Okay, so.
Did they? You were paid for that?
Did I get? I don't know if I got paid for that or not.
That was sarcastic.
I was
right?
doing
I was
it-
hoping you cashed that check
No,
real quick.
Well, I was doing that kind of, Batman announcer-ish thing. That's what I was trying to do there,
I like the way you screamed like little girls at the first part of that.
Like, what?
I don't know. The first part of it had like little girls screaming. It's not. That wasn't.
Anyway, so that was I was in on that whole Spider-Man thing with Stan Lee and so on, and, but that was one of my claim to fame is that who played Spider-Man on that? Who played the guy on Deep Space Nine whose face was he could change his shape and his face? And
Rene Auberjonois.
Rene Auberjonois played Spider-Man.
Don't we have to confirm this with Phil?
No, I don't think Phil knows.
I believe Charlie's right though.
Yeah, but
He played the shapeshifter on Deep Space Nine.
he was also in MASH, in the movie MASH. Yeah, he was around for quite a while. He died a few years ago.
Yeah.
But did anybody die? Somebody died the other day. I'm trying to remember who it was.
It happens most every day. Yeah.
Yeah, Yaphet.
Yaphet Kotto.
Yeah, Yaphet.
Anybody remember Yaphet Kotto?
Yeah.
Who?
Yaphet
Great
Kotto.
actor.
Yeah.
If I showed
he's
you,
been in a lot of stuff.
if I showed
He's
you
in
his,
Live and Let Die.
yeah, he was in Live and Let
James
Die,
Bond.
but he did a lot of other films too. If I showed you his face, you would say, "Oh, that's Yaphet Kotto." Okay,
He was on Homicide, wasn't he? Or one of those
I think so.
detective shows?
Yeah.
I would take that bet.
He's one of those guys who you usually identified by saying, "Wasn't he with the guy who was in that thing?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
You've seen him in everything. You just can't remember his name.
exactly. So, so how's Dr. Doom? Of course, we have to go to the new Dr. Doom. I've turned over the mantle of being Dr. Doom to Charlie Wallace.
Okay, we lost another 1,117 people today at COVID. Now we're almost 538,000 Americans dead.
Wow, it just keeps happening too. And things are getting worse in New York again.
Yes.
Yeah, they say it's somehow it's getting worse. I don't know why. Am I protected or should I still worry?
You should wear a mask.
Just wear your mask.
Because I've got my temperature taker here. I can,
Just keep wearing your mask for a while.
Keep wearing your mask.
Did you hear
Don't
the
go spring
latest the latest Trump scandal? You remember the hospital ship that he sent to California?
Yeah.
Well, the Navy was sending it to Seattle because it was needed in Seattle.
Yeah.
But at the time, Gavin Newsom was saying nice things about Trump. So Trump called him up and said, "Hey, you need that ship? I can send that ship to LA. And fucking, he sent it to LA instead of Seattle, where it was needed. It wasn't even needed in LA.
Yeah, but what about the second wave? Why didn't either one of those ships get called out during the second wave?
Because they were never really prepared to do anything with those ships. I mean, they weren't prepared for, COVID patients and stuff.
Because the second wave was a tidal wave. Thank you very much.
Dumb.
It was just a big fucking publicity event, like everything for Trump.
Yeah. What's the latest thing? Trump now is telling his minions that they should take the shot, take the vaccine.
Yeah.
Which I'm sad about, because it turns out that 49% of Republicans have said they're not going to take the vaccine. And that really was good news to me.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Like, hey, you're complaining that you'll never win another election in this country? Well, if all the Republicans die off, that's a definite possibility.
Right.
All right. But then today he comes out and says, "Oh, you guys, you should get the shot. I got it. It's the way to keep everybody protected." How all of a sudden did he become reasonable about this? Couldn't he have done this
today?
Couldn't he have done this a year ago?
I heard somebody was teed off playing golf and hit him in the head by accident.
Really?
Good possibility. Good.
I teed off after dinner tonight, actually. It's a whole nother story.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to figure that joke out again.
Teed off. It's a euphemism for farted.
Oh, I never heard that.
Yeah.
I never heard that.
High school again.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't pass high school in that
You could
respect.
make a list of such euphemisms, probably.
Yeah.
Cut the cheese,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Who stepped on the spider?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stepped on a frog. That was a frog.
Well, you know what I always like is the fact of how many words there are for various things. Like, for instance, for a woman's breast.
Oh, yeah.
Right? There are any number of names for it, and even names you could make up on the spot, and they'd know what you were talking about. Will you look at the habas on her?
Makes a nice pillow.
But everybody knows what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
She has nice habadas.
And you can incorporate no end of fruits and vegetables, too, in such a pursuit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Watermelon. Nice water. Nice oranges.
Yeah, right. Any fruit would do.
Sure.
Well, wait a minute. Banana wouldn't.
Banana
wouldn't.
No.
That's a different euphemism. Yeah.
Like,
if you're talking about a nice banana on a woman, you better do a cup check.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about
Yeah.
So, anyway, you know what I was doing? This is a boring topic. This is going to be the most boring topic I've ever brought up here. But there is, in all this Me Too stuff and all this, it's National Women's Month, right? Or Women's Day? Was it day?
The whole month. Yeah.
It's the whole damn month? Oh, God. Anyway, it's National Women's Month, and something they never do. Does anybody know who the second female director was in Hollywood? Because the first one was dead by the time this woman started making movies, and was the first woman to be a member of the Directors Guild of America.
Who?
Nora Ephron. I don't know.
No. No, long before Nora Ephron. Ida Lupino.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And nobody ever does a tribute to her. There's never been a tribute at the Oscars. They never given her a posthumous Oscar for her. She was the first. She was not only a director, but she was also a writer, producer. She was a lovely star for years.
Yeah.
I mean, This woman,
hot dogs.
yeah, this woman
Wasn't
does.
she the one that did the dance with the, all the fruits on her head?
No,
That's
no,
Carmen
that was
Miranda.
Carmen
Oh,
Miranda.
Sorry. Wrong Sammy.
Yeah, she was from Brazil, Carmen
Right.
Miranda. I believe she was from Brazil. And interesting thing about Carmen Miranda, she was Jewish.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Imagine that, a Jewish woman in Hollywood.
Even she
I
was
always
from.
thought of her as Latina. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she was because she came from Mexico, but she was Jewish. She was
But
Jewish
you said
lineage.
she was from Brazil.
Yes, but she was Jewish. There are no Jews in Brazil?
Of course, there's plenty of them.
Of course.
Yeah.
Not quite sure why they'd want to live there, but anyhow.
Yeah.
Because after World War II or whatever,
Sure, all the Nazis.
there
settled
was places to go.
Well, the thing was that all the Nazis went to Brazil because the people who were in power down there were very positive towards the Nazis. So they protected them. Yeah. But anyway, so I watched this documentary tonight about Ida Lupino. And I went on YouTube because I figure that's where you find any documentaries about people. And I can find hundreds of documentaries about the Beatles and about the Monkees and about any number of directors. But when it came to Ida Lupino, one documentary. One documentary.
Wasn't she married to Howard Duff?
Yes, she was, absolutely. Yes, sir. For 20 years. It wasn't a happy marriage, but it was. In fact, she wasn't a drinker until she married him, and he was an alcoholic. So to get even with him, she became one too, and it followed her around for the rest of her life.
Who was this? Who?
Ida Lupino.
No, who was she married to?
Howard Duff.
Howard who?
Duff, D-U-F-F.
Howard the Duck.
Never heard of him.
Hillary Duff's brother. No,
Yeah.
I'm just
That's
kidding.
because you're not old enough.
Duff Beer. Duff Beer on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
my question
Yes,
for
Jeff.
today is,
Do you remember Ida Lupino?
who is Irish?
They come from Ireland.
I know, but
Hey, I got my green shirt on.
Today was
shit.
St. Patrick's Day, and it was almost lost on me till I asked girlfriend, "Is today St. Patrick's Day?"
I know. It didn't seem like it.
No, because nobody, the parades, they weren't holding the parades.
Yeah,
or anything.
because of the COVID.
Right. They didn't hold them last year either.
Yeah.
This is the second year without St. Patrick's Day. Thank fucking God. Am I right? You know what I'm talking about, right, Robert? You don't want to be in Manhattan on St. Patrick's Day.
All right. So about 20 years ago, I was working at the Board of Ed in the technology department, and we were trying to learn a new piece of software. And so I got shipped over to New York City to take a training course on this particular software. Well, unbeknownst to me, it was St. Patrick's Day, A, and B, the house in which this training was to take place was next door to McSorley's
Oh,
Palace.
geez.
Oh,
It's a true story. I finished the training course. I walk outside, and two guys are pissing on my tires.
Well, you know, the real treat, if you want to ever have a treat, is on St. Patrick's Day. I mean, when it's full-blown St. Patrick's Day and we don't have COVID or anything else, is take a subway around 3 in the afternoon. Okay?
Lots of piss?
Oh, green piss.
Bad move.
Yeah, that beer goes through you.
Yeah, oh, and they're peeing in hats. And they're barfing all over the place. It is the most disgusting holiday we have. Luck of the Irish.
Don't blame the Irish.
Huh?
Don't blame us. We drink every other day of the year, but not that day.
Yeah, but the Irish have small penises, don't they? No.
Hey.
Not going to get monetized.
Yeah, right. Well, if it's green, we can. Mama told me not to come. No, they said that was the Irish curse. Is that true?
I never heard that.
I've heard it.
Well, anyway, so I mean, the worst time I ever had was on a St. Patrick's Day on a subway, and I got on. I didn't even think about it, and I got on around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was disgusting.
Everybody said, "Oh my God, there's Alex Bennett. Let's throw up."
The only thing more disgusting than that is if you haven't been to a beer fest in Germany, you haven't lived. I mean, I went into a bathroom and there literally was someone pissing in a hat. They couldn't find anywhere to pee because everybody was in there peeing, so they were peeing anywhere there was an opportunity to take a
It's
leak.
an hour later when the farts start coming. Beer farts, nasty like a dog.
Really? I was out of there before the beer farts, but I went I said, I have to go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom. I walk in, I go, my God, what is happening in here? And I mean, there are people peeing on each other's legs and in hats. Total lack of any kind of bladder control. You know what I'm talking about, Robert?
Yeah, well, the day I referenced, I drove home praying to God that I didn't get a flat. Because if I did, I was going to leave the fucking car on the turnpike.
Oh, God.
So different than a Sunday at a 49er game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
At Candlestick, remember they had the troughs? They had the big troughs, and the people just peed.
They just piss in the sink or whatever.
Oh, yeah. All look the same.
Jet games, they don't even go to the men's room in the first place.
Yeah. I'd be wearing green tonight, only I'd disappear.
Yeah.
So,
what you really got to see is go to the Folsom Street Fair someday. Then you'll, I don't know, I guess you got to be in San Francisco to know about the Folsom Street Fair.
Well, the Folsom Street Fair. Well, the Folsom Street Fair in San Francisco is in an entirely different set of circumstances.
Yeah, it's not so much urination,
this is
public,
a
blowjobs.
This is a very tasteful gay gathering.
It's
Folsom?
It's an S&M gathering.
If seeing people pee on each other at a beer fest in Germany, the equivalent is the Folsom Street Fair with big fat guys with hairy asses wearing assless chaps.
Yeah.
Okay.
And jacking off.
Phil's got a set of those.
Phil's got a set of those? I see. Okay, good. I want him to wear his assless chaps sometime.
I'm kidding.
I mean, am I right about you've seen the Folsom Street Fair, right?
Absolutely.
Describe it. Go ahead. Describe it.
It's actually so big that it was San Francisco's, the state of California's third largest, a couple of years ago, obviously. It didn't happen this year. The third largest single day event, the Folsom Street Fair. The first is the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
The second is Gay Pride in San Francisco, and the third is the Folsom Street Fair. And I mean, there's like.
Now, why is it two of the biggest are gay?
I don't know. They seem to like to come out and drink and party. And
was Women's World Month lost on somebody somewhere?
Oh, there are a lot of women there too at the Folsom Street Fair.
Yeah, but they're going down on each other.
I don't know.
I don't like to go to an event in which I'm going to stand there going, well, what about me?
I'm sure we can find a guy for you at the Folsom Street Fair.
No, I don't want that.
Larkin will take you out. It's sometime in September.
I mean, I had my try at a guy once, so it's enough, It's enough for me. Because, I'm the only one here who can say I definitely know I'm not gay.
Well, I'm in a pool league with, pretty much a lot of the guys almost all the guys on my team are gay, but I'm not. I'm the only hetero, and it's we sometimes we play at different bars around the city, and sometimes we go to these gay bars like on Polk. There's one called the Cinch, and there are so many penises on the wall, pictures of penises. I was like, I have to go take a break, and they go, what's wrong? Why? I just needed a break from all those penises. Too many fucking penises on the wall.
Well, when I was
That's what
starting
the
out,
bride said.
when I was starting out in this business called show, I wanted to be an actor, and so I did a lot of theater in San Francisco and in the Bay Area and so on. And one of my directors especially was gay, and he didn't hit on me. He just said, "Are you gay?" And I went, "No." He says, "Too bad. Otherwise, I'd hit on you." You know, but I immediately, I guess it never bothered me. You know, a lot of guys go, "Oh, I don't want to be around those queers," you know, that kind of attitude. And I never had that attitude.
Doesn't bother me
I'll
either.
tell you what the number one reason was. My parents had two friends who used to come over to the house all the time. And they were very close to each other. I was still a kid at the time, and I didn't really know what they were all about. And it turned out they were gay. And they were a gay couple at a time when, you know, in those days, this was like maybe late 40s, early 50s. You didn't tell the world you were a gay couple. You just kind of hung out and said, you know, we're confirmed bachelors. And I said to my father once, I said, what is with them? They're always together, and they seem to really like each other. What is that? And my father said, you know how your mother and father are to each other? And I said, yeah, well, that's how they feel about each other. And I said, you hate each other?
Call each other shithead? Yeah.
No,
Oh, yeah.
but he explained to me that this was, they were in love too with each other, and that this was okay for them, you know. So from a very early age, I didn't have any prejudice in that way.
Did you ever notice the Pope comes out in a dress designed by Gucci and talks about gayness being an abomination?
Yes.
Did anybody ever stop and think about that?
Yeah.
Did Gucci make his outfit, or with just the shoes? I thought.
I think they had a design once for his robes or something.
Yeah, yeah.
If not, it kills the
Well,
joke.
the latest thing is he says that being gay people should not be nasty towards gay people or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but that it's an abomination in the eyes of God.
Yeah.
In the next breath.
Yeah.
You know, when are we going to get a pope who is advanced enough into the 20th century that he's finally going to say, hey, you know, love is love, go have a good time. You know, God would not want to deny you the joy of a relationship because it's an abomination in his eyes, which it is.
I hear they're all going to move to Connecticut.
Thank you.
All going to move.
I'm kidding. Humor.
By the way, how's COVID up there in Connecticut? It's better, isn't it? No? Oh, it's terrible up there too? How's it doing in New Jersey?
Weather?
Numbers are up.
Numbers are up? Okay.
Yep.
Good. Well, good. I'm glad we're all doing our part to keep this thing going, you know?
We had one area that builds some of the beads that we use for our chemicals.
Yeah.
And two people had COVID and they wiped out the whole department. They're on quarantine right now. So I walked in the office today and there's one area where they sit. Only one person is there today.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's still hitting. I don't know. And we have letters to get the vaccines and everything. And I talk to some people and they don't want to get the vaccine.
I just
I'm
don't
like,
understand.
why?
I don't understand these people that go, I don't want to get the vaccine. And Cuomo put it best the other day. He said, those are nice tits. He put it well the other day when he said that if you feel that it's really dangerous to get the COVID vaccine, you know what's even more dangerous? Not getting the COVID vaccine. So you're all done with yours, right, Kevin?
Monday.
Monday. Oh, Monday's graduation, huh? Which one do you have, a Pfizer or Moderna?
Moderna.
Moderna. I root for Team Moderna.
if they don't run out.
If they don't, well, I don't think they will. I think we're getting.
Yeah, I don't think so. But
that isn't. We don't hear about them running out of it now.
Well, they're having issues where they had some issues out here where people weren't getting their seconds and they had to wait another week or they had to go somewhere else and get it or whatever. So
yeah. Well, here's hoping you get yours okay. And yeah,
I'll just run them down with the car. It's a drive-through, so I'll just
just go.
If I don't get it, nobody gets it, and I'll plow them all down.
Yeah. Yes, Alan.
So I got Pfizer, and if I had a choice, I would take Pfizer. If I didn't, I would have just taken whatever they gave me. But Pfizer, to me, they're one of the world's largest pharmaceuticals and vaccine makers, and this is the first product that has ever made it to market with Moderna. Just saying. I know a lot of people have got Moderna, and the science behind it says Moderna's good, but if I had a choice, I did not.
Fuck you and your Pfizer. Fuck you and your Pfizer, okay? Let me just say, can I say that again? Fuck you and your Pfizer. Right, Robert?
Okay, I'll disclose
let's politicize which drug company you favor now.
Yeah, now which one did you wait a minute, which one did you get,
Pfizer.
Robert?
Pfizer, and I get my second tomorrow.
Okay.
Nice.
And you got Pfizer, Jeff?
Yes, and most of the research that was done at Yale was done for Pfizer.
Oh, okay.
Actually, the whole country of Israel used Pfizer, and their studies are coming out real positive.
Yeah, good. But they're not coming out positive for Moderna because they didn't use Moderna.
Well, go to the CDC website, and you'll see that about a third more Pfizer shots are being used in this country than Moderna, and I have no reason.
It could be the amount that's available. Is what it's all about.
I'm sure.
Now, if the only thing you could get was Johnson & Johnson, would you take it?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
I have stock in both Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah. Well, Curad's the next one coming out with it.
Yeah.
That's right. You get a free Band-Aid.
Costco, too, and you'll get 2 shots at once.
Yes.
Yeah, wrapped in plastic.
Yeah.
I've been going through a thing with Costco in trying to get one drug, and it's pregabalin, which is the generic for Lyrica. Okay, it's for my my neuropathy.
Neuropathy, yeah.
And for some reason, there are 2 pills for neuropathy. One is gabapentin, and the other one is what I'm getting, which is pregabalin. They're both essentially. And I wrote my doctor about this and asked him, they're both essentially the same drug, except one's a little stronger. The pregabalin is a little stronger than the gabapentin. Because of that, it's a controlled substance. And my doctor said it's pretty much the same drug, and who knows why it's a controlled substance. But so here's the problem that I had. They couldn't just give it to me because I had a prescription at a drugstore for it, at a pharmacy for it. So they had to get a hold of my doctor. So then my doctor had to get a hold of them. And this took like 5 or 6 days because we got the wrong address, and then there was the right address. Finally, they do that, and then they send me a note saying, the state of New York will not allow us to send you this drug until you send us a copy of your driver's license. I mean, I've never had so much trouble getting a prescription in my life for something that probably shouldn't even be a controlled substance.
You'll probably have to do that every time.
And now I have the stuff, but I'm afraid of taking the shit because if it's a controlled substance, will I get hooked on it?
Probably.
But Oxy you could probably buy on the fucking street corner.
Oh yeah, I could.
Right down the block.
Believe it or not, I can get it for my wife. I mean,
so pregabalin.
There you go.
Pregabalin's name brand. Everybody's heard of Lyrica.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but that's what pregabalin is.
Yeah, but I have to get Lyrica because I'm willing to take the the generic.
Take a ride up to Connecticut. Not Connecticut, but
Why? They'll give you any.
Up north.
Huh?
Where do I say? Canada.
Canada. Oh, well,
Yeah,
Canada.
you can get all those drugs for almost free.
Yeah.
But
But I can't figure out which is costing me more, buying it from Costco or getting it from my drugstore. But I have to pay because I have my health insurance, my prescription insurance. I have to do $450 before they start taking it, adding it to all my prescriptions. So I'm buying it at Costco because it's cheaper, you know.
So hold on. So Jeff stole a car. He punched a whole bunch of people, and now he has experience running drugs over the border. I'm losing all respect for this guy.
yeah,
Well,
What's going on here?
Let's
very
admit
happy.
it. Let's admit it.
Wonder why
and I
he's
still
so
talk
quiet.
to you.
He looks innocent. He's
Yeah, he does.
hardly says anything on the show, but we know what he's up to. I wouldn't be surprised if next we find out he's a pimp.
He's a narc.
A DEA agent, drug enforcement.
Scary dude.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
could be worse. He could have been a teacher.
Here's the story of the day. Now it's very sad. I think it was like 8 Asian women got killed down in Georgia by a
8.
guy who went into these massage parlors and shot them. Okay? They catch the guy. And he admits to killing all of them. But in his favor, he says, I didn't do it for racial reasons. I had a sex problem.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So we don't have to
he's
worry
Irish.
about that being part of
Oh,
the...
that goes.
He thought the sign said misogynist parlor.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was
but he
headed to
wanted
Florida
to
to
make
do
the
more.
point that he didn't do it for racist reasons. Because, you know, there's been a large amount of problems for Asians.
Yeah.
In fact, we
He
have...
was headed to Florida to do more, too.
We have a couple of friends. He is from the United States. She was born in China. She got a job in the United States, and he got a job in China. And so they got married. So now they're doing this, you know, back and forth. But they can't right now because, you know, nobody's traveling anywhere. So they're both here living in New Jersey. But they're thinking of both moving back to China because they feel that the kind of racism against Asians in this country is getting rather dangerous.
Thank you, Donald Trump.
Well,
Yeah.
But
Thank
the
you,
guy
Donald
you
Trump.
talked to on Tuesday, who regularly called it the Chinese flu and thought it was funny, will see no connection between that assertion and what's going on. I rest my case.
I think maybe in retrospect, if I asked him, he would say maybe that was a bad thing for Trump to do. You know, I mean, it set up, well, he set up Trump just a whole scenario of demonizing the Chinese. You know, oh, they gave us the COVID and they're hacking our elections and on and on and on. And you know, it was pretty terrible what he did. But nevertheless, they're thinking moving back to China, living in China because it's just too dangerous here for Asians.
Think how lucky we are as a country that we're getting rid of COVID. We've got a vaccine. The economy's doing okay. And Donald Trump is no longer president.
Mm-hmm.
But there are bigger problems. I mean, you know, I don't want to bring it down, but you know,
Sorry, go ahead.
this area is a little bit, you know, nice area to live in San Jose.
Yeah.
And we drive down. Every cloverleaf has homeless now.
Yep.
And we know
Moved
Robert.
from
I mean,
Fremont.
Alan, in the area, over in Fremont, they have this. They have a wood one made out of 2 stories on a tree that's in a cloverleaf. And
Absolutely.
nobody's doing anything about this. There's one lady who has this right when you're hitting the on-ramp onto the freeway from Albany Expressway. And there's this lady who has this against the fence, and she has this whole setup. She comes out there with the ducks and is like feeding the ducks. And she's
Right at
homeless.
85?
She has that.
Is that the one at 85?
Yes, yeah, 85 in Almaden, right there.
I went by it the other day.
Yeah,
Been on the news.
we're
should
we're
see the-
so
you should
locked
see-
in with all these other distractions right now, and we're not solving these other issues that we used to talk about many years ago.
Yeah, have you seen 10th Street and 101 in Gilroy?
Oh, it's horrible.
Unbelievable.
It looks
And-
like
and-
it
and
looks
that
like a
off-ramp also-
campsite.
Yeah,
You
the
know-
off ramp also they had this area that they had a lot of people there. They cleaned it out. They bring a big truck in there, and then a week later, the thing's populated again. There's a camper shell over there.
You know, we don't have that same problem because
'cause
I
they
think
freeze to death.
no, because endemically, and I would you agree with me on this, Robert, that in New York City it's just a different kind of thing. You wouldn't start a tent city because when the snow and the cold gets
Too
here,
cold.
it would be too
Yeah.
cold for that. You know, California is still okay for living wherever you can plop yourself down. And
Yeah.
what happened is it threw a lot of the poor into the subways, and that's where they would stay all night.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and
but Alex, you got a lot of homeless problem too, in even in Seattle and Portland.
oh
Those
yeah,
are northern cities.
well,
Right.
absolutely, absolutely. But what I'm saying is that I think that you know it's a little less of a problem here. It doesn't manifest itself in that way, although there is an area under the city, uptown, where lots of homeless people are living. And you can go in there, and it's just like a city down there. I've never been there, but I've seen pictures of it. We kind of ignore that. You know, it's kind of out of sight, out of mind, right? And we put the blinders on. But we've got it here, you know, and we've got it, certainly had it in the subways. And when they pushed them out of the subways because they wanted to clean the subways and keep it from being infected during COVID, they moved them out of there, and they wound up on my corner over here with with putting up slight, you know, not tents, but they brought couches. Are you ready for that? They brought couches.
Yeah. What people dump
Hopefully-
off on the
hopefully-
freeway, they pick them up and take them to their places.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, my question is, why weren't we doing something about that? Why aren't we making sure, you know, these people have some place to stay?
I think that was Brian's point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people say, well, they just don't want that. They like living in the subway.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
who likes living in the subway? Come on. I mean, maybe if you've got some kind of a mental problem or something like that, you know, you do. But most people would like to have a little dignity, you know.
Yeah,
It's-
there's a. I mean, I know all of us try when we have a chance, but yeah, we're we're over getting the family. We went to Yogurtland over Almaden Expressway, and yeah, there was a guy there. Right when I get out of the car, put my mask on, and he said something I couldn't understand him. And he's you know, he was probably about 40 or maybe in his 30s, white guy, and he asked if he had $1 or $2. And I told him, "Are you hungry?" And he said, "Yes." So I went. I said, "Come on." So we went to the burrito place, and I got him a meal.
Wow.
Told him to order whatever he wanted,
Yeah.
and talked to him a little bit. And you know, it's just he's trying to find a job and homeless, and some of the people do want a job. You know.
My thinking's kind of strange.
thought
When
your
you
company
said
was hiring.
Yogurtland, I
I
thought
told them that.
when you said Yogurtland, I thought that might have been a porn theater. You know. But anyway. Huh?
I know, and I-
You like that one, Robert? You like that?
You the man.
Hey, we didn't get to one of your list questions tonight, but we'll get to
It's
it next
okay.
time.
The
Next time.
conversation flowed.
Next
I
time.
used to know a Japanese hooker,
What?
but I used to know a Japanese hooker, but I didn't have the yen for her.
Oh.
We had to wait around long enough for that, huh? Okay. Hey, everybody. Give a big wave goodbye. And I'll give a big wave goodbye back at you, okay? And thank you for joining us this evening. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night, okay? Bye-bye. And there they go. That's our citizen panel for this evening. They're going off into the evening. Jack Bishop's going to form another citizen panel next, right here, using Skype, okay? And the address will be Gabnet Live on Skype. Just type in Gabnet Live, and it'll take you right there. In the meantime, in between time, we'll see you again tomorrow night. 10:30, same time, same station in life. And in the meantime, as always, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? And by the way, please wear a mask. This just for a short time more, okay? And be safe out there. Bye-bye.